Okay, you've had your first week of exams and it's really easy for you now to become demotivated. It'd be very rare for you not to have messed up in one exam paper somewhere or more than one. And psychologically, it's really difficult to pick yourself up and go again. But I have some reassurance for you. First, this happens every single year to nearly every single student. Stuff is going to go wrong. Lots of people, when faced with this hardship, will draw back and do less revision, work less hard. But that's great news for you, because if you keep working, your grades will go up much higher relative to everyone else. Remember, your grades are calculated by comparing what your marks were compared to everyone else in the country. There isn't like a pass mark. You just have to be better than other people.
What do I mean by that? Well, imagine we had a graph and on the bottom line we've got the number of marks that anyone could possibly get in the country, and then on the sideline we've got the total number of students taking GCSEs. So what you have is what statisticians call a bell curve. That's the shape of the line. So loads of people are going to get low marks. The majority are going to get marks in the middle, and then loads more, but not very many. What am I talking about? Not very many people are going to get the top marks. So it forms a kind of bell shaped. Now, if you take something like a driving test, there's an actual pass mark, and it doesn't matter if everybody in the country passes or everybody in the country fails. The pass mark keeps people alive. But with GCSEs, it's totally different. What the government says is we need a certain percentage of people to get above a grade 4. So that's roughly 74-75%. And then we need a certain percentage to get a grade 7 or above. And so that's roughly 25%. And then the government says, look, we're going to do that no matter what the marks are. Well, in 2019, these are what the figures were, roughly like this. 25% getting a grade 4, 28% getting a grade 7 and above. So if we imagine what the marks might look like in 2022, the exams will still be marked the same way, so everybody's mark will potentially be lower across the country because, people have had a really disrupted 2 years of education. So we would expect students across the country to get lower marks. Now, you'd expect that would mean lower grades, but no. What the government is now saying is, well, we still need a certain percentage to get above grade 4 and a certain percentage to get above grade 7. So what are we going to do about that? Well, obviously we're going to dramatically reduce the number of marks people need to get those grades. And then on top of that, the government has said, well, they've had 2 years of hardship. Let's actually have a higher percentage getting grade 4, a higher percentage getting grade 6, a higher percentage getting grade 8, because that will put them halfway towards what students got in 21 and halfway better than what students got in 2019. Shazam!
But secondly, there's the story of the pandemic. What has the last 2 years done to students like you, and how has it affected their ability and motivation to revise? Well, luckily for you, I know the answer because YouTube gives me my statistics for all my views ever since I've been on YouTube in 2011. I know, I was bald then too. And what we find is this. The last set of exams happened in 2019 when I had around 50,000 subscribers. So you would expect now with 92,000 subscribers, I would have nearly double the number of students revising on YouTube, watching my videos. Well, yes, I do. I have nearly double the subscribers. So those students want to revise, but are they? Well, nearly 300,000 students were revising the night before each exam in 2019. This year, that has gone down to just over 200,000. What's my conclusion about this? Students are finding it more difficult to believe in themselves. They're finding it more difficult to motivate themselves to get ready for the exam. Which means again that if you are motivated, you are going to do far better than a student would have done in the past, because you are competing against other people who are not motivated. That's bad for them, but it's fantastic for you. Now, I hope you're motivated and want to do brilliantly in the literature exam. To help you, watch this next video here.